So that is THNAMP, an Electron app built with React to manage your music projects and organize your life once and for all. Hey, welcome to my little update on my first time creating an Electron app. And this time I used Claude to help me build it, Claude and Cursor. Tried making an Electron app a few times before and always got stuck on side quests, I'll call them. My goal with this app is to create a music management software for music producers and maybe audio makers, voice actors, whatever it is. So creatives often have a crap load of ideas, in short, and they have these ideas dispersed among all their devices and all their folders, and then they have a new folder structure, and that folder structure is the best one. And then they find another one that works. And now you have this soup of creative ideas dispersed around your computers. And what I propose is a solution to make this better. So I'm starting with my music projects, which is like my main thing that I love to do is like I love to make music. So often when I'm hanging out, coding or whatever, I'll put on my list of music renders. So all of these are projects that I've made, and I have like 3,000 of them, and it's like 12 days of music. So I throw on Winamp and I like throw on Winamp, put on random, shuffle, and just let it rip. And the thing is, if I ever like go to one of my like folders and then I pick one song, right? Now that one song has erased my entire playlist. And then, yeah, I can go and like reload the playlist or whatever, but it's like annoying. You know what I mean? So what I'm doing now is I've created THNAMP. So this is an Electron app using Electron, React, TypeScript, and then I'll talk about Vite, Tailwind, Node, Electron Forge, of course. So I started this with Vite because in all my React projects I've been using Vite, and I love it. I love how fast it is. It's new, it's cool. And I was like, okay, I'll use the new cool thing. But then I started using Electron Forge to spin up my projects, and like it creates a nice development environment. It like lets you build, compile stuff, and then I ran into problems with Vite, and documentation is very sparse with Vite. So I started with Vite with V1 of THNAMP used. So I have like THNAMP legacy here. So I started with Vite, and then I was like, hey, I started with Vite in this project, and then I made a bunch of stuff, and like it worked, and it got to about this point that you saw here, in this app, and so it got to about this point, and then I was like, tried to build it for my system. And then I ran into problems. So I'll get to that later. My purpose with THNAMP, the purpose, is just to make something that I can use all the time. And it has my aesthetic. I like this aesthetic of like the pink and stuff. And yeah, I didn't really vibe code a lot of this, but I'll get to what I did. So I want to show you how it works first. Let's demonstrate how it works. So the idea is like make a single playlist with all the stuff, and then be able to like inspect those files, deduplicate files because there's a ton of duplicates across all my folders, tag them, organize them, maybe move them into new folder structures. Like after you've kind of like gone through the entire library, you can then like hit a button which will like put them all in a structure. In the structure, but then everything is like in the database tagged, so then you can reorganize them in the file system however you want, at a whim. So it's kind of like this like abstracted file system as well as a music player. But anyways, let's talk about what we do. Let's load up 2022. So what you do is you like add a folder, and then that folder will like add all the songs in the folder. So 183 files in 2022. You can also add entire like super folders, which will then add all of the songs in all the subfolders. It recurses through. So it's going to go through, it's going to add 3,000 songs. And you'll run into like the first performance issue that I've had in this thing, because it's rendering 3,000 DOM elements in here and gets a little slow. So I need to make that a little faster eventually. It's not really a priority right now, but as you can see, it's going through all the songs, all the voice notes, blah, blah, blah. Music renders. It's going to take a minute. It's like 31:35. Did this delete my other one? Interesting. I think adding the super folder deleted the subfolder. That's pretty cool. I don't know if I did that on purpose. Oh, right. No, that was AI helping me. I think let's check it out. So one sec, let's go into the code real quick. So it's your basic Electron app. We have like, this is normal stuff. What I've added is I added this like IPC file. It's just basically like your API. So this IPC handlers are all here. They talk to the database, they manage state, all that stuff. It's all just kind of here in this one file. So it's nicely organized. And then I believe that this upsert song is the thing that, so I got AI to write this file completely. I was like, make me the database. I don't want to think about it. Use better SQLite, make me the database. And then I think it says if there is a conflict on path. So that's the thing. So it's not actually creating like when we saw this folder, it's not actually creating like an entity for folders, which I was going to do originally, but then it just adds this folder as your like folder path. And then it like selects unique on that to like get all the folders, get folders, select distinct on folder path. So yeah, sorry, I'm going a little into the weeds here, but just for a second, I promise. But that's a cool feature. Like AI did that for me, and I probably wouldn't have thought about it. I would have abstracted the folder path and then ended up with that like debt of having to undo, like deduplicate those subfolders. So pretty cool. Boil the plate. Yeah, that's my IPC layer. And then it goes to the front end, which if you don't know, this was a discovery for me, having this like context bridge. It's pretty cool. But you have to define all these like interfaces, I suppose. And then on the front, I have my API, which like does all the front end to back end. So anyways, that's how this thing is working. That's how the data interaction is working. And then back to this guy. So what you can do in the app now is I can like, so some of the naming, I'm very sorry. I wonder if that's a problem with that. Oops. Okay, so we can play songs. We can adjust volume, which this volume knob is entirely vibe coded. I was like, Claude, make me a volume knob. Put it on the bottom right. And then I was like, make it look like Ableton. I don't know if you know what Ableton is, but this is Ableton. And you can see these little like knobs. I was like, make me something like that, right? And it didn't make me something exact, but that's fine. I think it's cute. I think it's a cute knob. So yeah, anyways, after this thing plays, and you can see like here we have duplicated, right? So this is an opportunity in the app to be able to dedupe songs. You see, this one's in 2016, this one's in 2013. I think it was actually a 2013 beat. Anyways, yeah, you can like hit random songs, and then yeah, it's having a problem running these voice notes. I'll have to check that out. Give me not a voice note. Cool. So yeah, that's kind of where this app is at. It's like you can play songs from all of your rendered files, which is in my case 335 hours. You can add other folders as well. So I have like other projects like legacy mixes, for example. I can throw all these in, and then that adds a few more songs. And you can sort by those songs. If I want to like only show one of the folders, I can do that. I can search, you can like do a search, filter, all that stuff, clear all the filters. And then after this thing plays through, it'll like shuffle, but only the ones that you're showing here. The idea is like eventually I'll have tags, and those tags will be like the thing I can like playlists basically. You can just click on a tag and you'll have an instant playlist of like things in that tag. So like that's the idea. It's supposed to be really fast and like kind of ephemeral, I suppose, on like how you select songs and organize them. So yeah. So anyways, to my Webpack or Vite Webpack thing. This video is getting a little long, but whatever. If you're here, you're here. So I originally started with this Vite thing, and I was like, and then I tried to build. And I tried to build it in Windows, and I'll show you what happens. I'm just gonna close this, npm run make. And it happens with both. I wanted to send this to my friend to try. He's also a music creator. And then we could work on like features, get some feedback. You know, it's been a day, but I would love user feedback already. So I was like trying to make this distributable, making a squirrel distributable. I tried making a Windows package so I can play, and then I get this. Cannot find module. So this is some like JS module packaging stuff that I need to figure out. So anyways, that's my next pain point that I have to figure out. But before I distribute this thing, I decided I could just keep running it in dev for a while. Not an emergency to like get user feedback. I still want to put the tagging system in place and maybe do some file management stuff before that. But if I could figure it out, then I will be sending this demo out to people. But as you can see, there's a lot of like performance issues right now, which I should solve sooner than later. So, and yeah, you just reset the database. That will be not so easy soon. But in this like trial phase, it's pretty useful.